What does it mean for you to be on the top 100, the NFL 100 team?
Oh, guys, I tell you what, it's humbling. I still pinch myself I've been in the Hall 21 years. I still pinch myself every time I go to Canton in August for induction weekend. And to be voted on the 100th anniversary, one of the top 100 guys, it even more just continue to pinch myself because I look at the guys that are on the team and I'm thinking, we all that played the game. I mean, you think about over 26,000 that played the game to be voted as one of the top 100. It's very humbling. And, one of the things that I continue to not forget is where I've come from in my journey. And, my senior year playing one game and people saying you'd never play past that one game you played. And, the Bengals taking a chance, Paul Brown taking a chance, a guy the innovator in the Hall of Fame, and just all the things he brought to the game. They decided to take a guy with the third pick in the draft that played one healthy season, one game his senior year. So it continues to my wife and I. I mean, we got married my sophomore year in college. So we're going on 42. We've been through all that, the surgeries, and then the NFL, and even now we just kind of sit there and just kind of chuckle and say, man, this is unbelievable. It is a blessing. It is humbling, and it's so exciting to see the names of these guys on, that have been revealed as the top 100 and say, man, I'm one of these guys, and it really is amazing, very humbling to be part of this group.
Anthony Munoz with us, Hall of Famer on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Protect your engine this winter. Use Pennzoil synthetic motor oil made from natural gas and not crude oil, part of the NFL's all 100 team. And Anthony, when you mentioned that, seeing the other names, was there a name, because we all grow up with heroes and guys we idolize, and certainly you played with and against plenty of them. Was there one name that stuck out for you, even as great as you are, that said, man, to be mentioned in the same breath as this person is such a strange feeling for me?
Well, growing up in Southern California, and you're watching guys like Forrest Gregg playing for those great Green Bay Packer teams, and then for Vince Lombardi, who all the guys he coached, to say Forrest Gregg was the finest player he ever coached, and then getting drafted by the Bengals, and my first NFL head coach for my first 4 years was Forrest Gregg, and all of a sudden it's like I'm his teammate. Not only did I play for the guy, and Jim Brown, I mean, the guy was just phenomenal, and it's guys like that you just look at and think, holy smokes, man, these are guys, Mean Joe Green. Here's a guy that, I watched through the 70s, and they win 4 Super Bowls. Then as a rookie, I run out on the field, and he's lining up across from me. Do I get an autograph first and then try to block him? Or, So it's those type of guys that are just, you look at it and you say, wow, I'm their teammates now. I mean, I'm part of a team that's been selected, and these are guys that I watched growing up, and really were guys that we stand on their shoulders.
Talking to Anthony Munoz again, Pro Football Hall of Famer, the all-time team now, 11-time Pro Bowler. The other offensive tackles that are on this all-time team, Roosevelt Brown, Forrest Gregg, Cal Hubbard, who played from 1927 to 1936. You have Art Shell, then you have Walter Jones, Jonathan Ogden, and, of course, Anthony Munoz. So 7 guys selected for this incredible honor. So from the other side of it, of the team of outside backers or ends, Moon, who was the toughest guy you had to block in your career?
Well, so I'm going to answer this two ways. There's the toughest guy that I ever had to block, and there's the guys that I felt watching them that I didn't have to block that are 2 of the best ever. So the first guy I'm going to say, because I had to play against a guy several times in my career, Bruce Smith. Amazing speed, size, strength, smart. I mean, they put him inside, they put him outside. And so we had a few, probably half a dozen times throughout my career and his career that I played against them. Of course, the 2 guys that on the team that were just amazing. And you had the opportunity, Mike, to play with one of them, see him firsthand in the locker room, in the practice field, and game day, and that's Reggie White. Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor, 2 guys that, man, I would just watch and just be amazed how they basically changed offensive strategy. I mean, they, when you were in the offensive game room, meeting room, putting together game plan, those are 2 guys that just completely, would turn things upside down. So, I played against Bruce Smith, and then the 2 I watched were amazing, LT and Reggie.
The decision at hand for a team that you played for, the Bengals, going to have a big decision to make in the draft this spring, and you look at Joe Burrow, Chase Young, the guys that we talk about in this. What camp are you in as far as taking the quarterback versus maybe taking the best player overall potentially in Chase Young?
Well, I've watched Chase Young. I've watched Joe Burrow, not just because I played offensive line. I think Chase Young is a tremendous football player. I think he's a great talent. If we can get Jonah Williams back healthy and our number one from this last year didn't play at all, we can develop, again, player development. Michael Jackson, the young guard from Ohio State. If we can get those linemen developed, I'm a guy that I love. I've loved Andy. I love him as a person. But Joe Burrow, I watch him, and the guy's amazing. I mean, to me, he is at least what he's done so far. Of course, we know you get to the next level and you got to, develop and perform on the next level. But I'd have to say I'm probably in the Joe Burrow camp right now. I want a guy that's going to, get his hands on the ball just every time the ball snaps and have an impact there. There's no question. And I know we all have, bad spurts during games, but I guess the one thing I looked at, I guess in the one half I was watching closely because I hadn't watched as closely as I wanted to, but I watched Chase Young against Michigan. And as far as I was seeing, there weren't double a whole lot. But when you have a Heisman Trophy candidate, the biggest rivalry game in your college career, and you really are wondering if the kid's out there the first half. It wasn't until the second half. That kind of concerned me a little bit that, no tackles, no assists, no pressures, nothing that first half of the Michigan game. And then, you see Joe Burrow in the SEC championship game, and the guy's just phenomenal. So I guess I'd have to lean in the Joe Burrow camp right now.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app, and for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.